start again. But there was, I feel like what's weird, because I've been thinking about this, all the people that I talk about on this podcast, for the most part, unless it's things that I saw live or whatever, I feel like a lot of them are dead, dude. What's that about? It's writers, or like talking about movies. I don't know. Is that weird? Is that gonna like cause me to be dated myself in the sense that I don't appreciate or look at work that is happening now, or work of people who became famous or successful within the last 10 years, or when I became a jaded old dude. A jaded old 33-year-old. Jesus, year of Jesus. I have a lot of respect for writers, obviously. I work with writers. I try and encourage writers. I try and lift writers. I publish writers. But there is like a weird competitiveness in writing that probably isn't other places. Like when I listen to musicians talk, I mean, you're already in a band, right? Musicians are competitive with people who aren't in their band. But then also, I feel like once you get to a certain place and you're successful, already all these bands and musicians are like collaborative, inspiring each other. Don't avoid pulling from the modern landscape, because you have to. When you're a musician, you have to. I mean, unless you're like by yourself with like an acoustic guitar and an old school microphone. And a tape recorder and a microphone and a guitar made in 1975 that hasn't had its strings changed. Whoa, that's a crazy thought. It's like every time, because the guitars that were stringed 50 years ago, those strings are gone. They were gone 49 years ago, all those strings, unless it's like an antique, right? So the strings that are being played now on guitars are all modern strings. Wow. Wow, man. That's some insightful shit. It's almost like every generation, right? It's almost like every generation, a new wave of strings are manufactured from the metals of earth. And from those strings, we are but vehicles. We are but antennas and vehicles, which we cooperate with the strings. The strings don't cooperate with us. There's probably drumsticks that people use that are that old, but it's because they like found them somewhere. Drum heads. People use amps that are old. What am I talking about? You know what actually is different? The drumsticks were from trees. And so the wood inherently is old. Like they come from trees that are very old. Probably first planted before the person who was playing the drumsticks was even alive. And the guitars, the guitar is wood, that's the same. I don't even know how metal is made. Where does metal come from? Ooh, that's a double entendre. All right, I need to move on. My deep, high school level stoner insights need to be saved for another time, I think. I'm not stoned either. This is why people think I'm stoned. I don't need it, dude. I don't need weed. I can just be like this all the time. And it's not as fun as you think. It's not as fun as I think. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to keep it contemporary from now on. I'm going to keep this shit contemporary, bro. Basically, I'm trying to think. So, I mean, I guess I saw, what was kind of crazy. And everyone's saying this. I'm not saying anything new, but like the Obsession movie. And I saw that one. And then there was another one that I haven't seen. I can't remember the name of it, but both of the directors were like under 30 maybe, or like they were young or whatever. There's youngins who were four years younger than me. No, I think that's a good thing, and I think that there is something different about it. Observing younger generations. That sounds so corny, but like observing younger generations in their art. I feel like I didn't, like, up until even this year, it was like I felt like the younger generation. And then all of a sudden I'm realizing I'm not. Or like even like my contemporaries. I don't think I've read any novels of a 33-year-old when they're like my age. I don't think that's probably not true, but nothing comes off the top of my head. I've read a lot of poetry collections of people my age. Yeah, I don't know. All this stuff is so stupid too. It's like kind of hot topic to be talking about the difference between like people my age and people like not even that much younger than me, but there's apparently like a difference. I don't know. I guess this is the first time I like experienced it, because I feel like when I look at history, or no, even in my real life, like when I talk to people who are even like 40s, late 30s, I don't know if I'm different than people my age, but like even back when I was younger, I didn't look at them and be like, that's like an old dude. But I think now we are kind of bombarded with age or whatever. And then that makes you, I'm saying this on both ends of the conversation. Like people my age are jaded already. Like 33-year-olds are like jaded already and don't want to see like 29-year-olds being successful, which is kind of bullshit. Or that like the way that things are set up, we're supposed to feel that way. Because it's like, I don't know. It's also probably because I was like 3 years away from Gen Z, and like every fucking marketing plan is like, oh, like it was when I was growing up, it was like millennials are lazy, millennials are like hipsters, millennials are douchebags, millennials are blah blah blah, and now it's like everything's talking about Gen Z, which it is like, I don't know. I have family members who are younger than me, and when I talk to them, it's not like you're an old dude, or like I know people from writing and shit, and it's like when I talk to people who are in their mid to late 20s, they're not like, that's an old dude. Just like when I was growing up and I saw someone who was 5, 6, 7, 10 years older than me, I wasn't like, that's an old dude. But I think we're being conditioned for some reason, and I've kind of subliminally taken that to heart, where like I feel competitive, not only with writers my age. I've always looked up to writers older than me, but like I don't want to feel competitive with writers just because like they're my age or younger than me. I guess is the point of the story. I had this sudden recollection when I was talking to one of my friends. I was talking about that I don't really like stand-up, new stand-up, because I kind of had my thing. I was really into stand-up around kind of the 2000s through maybe like mid-2000s through like late 2010s. I watched a lot of stand-up and kind of even sought it out if a person released a new special or if they had like a podcast or whatever. Like I was a fan of people, and it was actually like a part of my day-to-day life or weekly life was like stand-up. And all my friends were into it too, and we would show each other comedians, we would listen to the same shit, all of that. But then kind of for some reason, and it was probably just my own focus, I moved away from it, quit paying attention. There's also so much art that you can consume. And honestly, in the time that like 2000 to 2015, like reading was work to me. So I probably did like try and focus more on reading, try and think more about like what I wanted to do, like what I could do artistically. And so maybe I started to drift away, and like the huge universe of stand-up, which it is sort of a universe, because it's all like everything is in conversation within that world. And then as a fan, you're like, oh, like you start to follow a podcast and then you learn about other stand-ups. Or like you get to be familiar with like a channel or a show or whatever. And then you get to go know all of those stand-ups. And then it kind of becomes like a big universal thing. I had to say all that so that I'm not being a douche or whatever, because I was a douche in this story. So, so a friend of mine, we were talking about stand-up, and he's like a writer and like a comedic writer, and he's more successful than me. But I remember saying to him, I was like, sometimes I try and watch stand-up now, new stand-up, but like I feel like I never laugh. And he was just staring at me. He was like, "Is everything okay, dude?" He was giving me shit. He was just making fun of me. But yeah, so that kind of stuck with me, because this is like 3 years later, probably. And honestly, I have tried to acknowledge that void of contemporary comedy. I keep on, like a dumbass from like the Midwest, I keep on calling comedians stand-ups. I've probably been doing that like my whole life. Like I've been talking to people and be like, "Oh yeah, he." All right, I need to stop laughing on this podcast. I was trying to get serious, dude. The jokes are over. Do you hear that silence? That silence represents how serious we're about to be right now. The seriousness has taken over, and now there is no more time for laughter. But I've been, because of like whatever, reels or like YouTube. We are exposed to a lot of stand-up if you get in that algorithmic roller coaster. That's a pretty good tongue twister. Algorithmic roller coaster. There should be something else in between it. The algorithmic comedic roller coaster. Comedic algorithmic roller coaster. Algorithmic comedic roller coaster. The algorithmic comedic roller coaster that we consume comedy in now. But ever since that conversation 3 years ago, my life changed forever. And I think it's a good thing. I was thinking about, I get it about like crowd work is the biggest clickbait for comedians. And it makes sense to me because crowd work, the audience, no pun intended, is wider than just like jokes. Because not only, like once you bring the audience into it, literally it's no longer about stand-up. Might as well be like people fighting, which I'm tired of seeing. My whole Facebook feed is literally people getting knocked out, and I it's not like I would see it and I'm like, oh dear, but like I don't want to see it. It's like if you were in your living room and the TV constantly had like people knocking each other out on it. It's the same sentiment. Like you walk into the room and then like all of a sudden you're seeing it, you don't want to see it. That's how I feel about that sort of thing. I'm tired of it. And there's so many videos online of people getting knocked out. Every time I open my computer or phone, it's like I have to see it, and I've never seen it before. Like that's how many videos of it are. And it's like every day or like multiple times a day. Beside the point. But my question is crowd work sort of the same thing? I'm going to tell you the value of crowd work though in this environment, and it annoys me, and most of the time it's boring. But I'm going to tell you a story that's really important. All right, so there's this stand-up. There's this comedian who is a stand-up. There's a stand-up comedian who I've become a bit of a fan of. I've been trying to figure out how to say this. I'm going to do my best. Without, like, I feel like in this situation, I could just, like, offend everybody. And so, I actually don't know how to say her name. Her name is, I think, Natalie Cuomo or Natalie Cuomo. I don't know. But, through, like, reels and shit, and just from YouTube, I don't even remember the first time I seen one of her jokes or whatever. It was probably a while ago, but anyway, like anything, like, now that I see her, like, I'll click on it because I think she's funny or whatever. So, all right, so here's my psychotic thinking about it. So, like, you gotta understand, guys, like, personally, for me, in my experience as an artist, like, I am, like such a handsome man that, like, people doubt my artistic ability. And so I'm not saying this in a way that's, like, demeaning to her. But, like, the first time I seen her do stand-up on my phone, I was like, someone probably writes her jokes. I was like, I guarantee you, like, somebody writes this chick's jokes, and she reads them, and then she's, like, some sort of business shit. So, but, like, when you watch her do, like, crowd work, which is all improv, and it has to be because it's, like, spur of the moment, she's, like, super funny or whatever. Like, not 10 out of 10 funny, but, like, maybe, like, I'm just kidding. No, yeah. Yeah. I like playing, what I'm going to talk about on these podcasts, and I feel like I thought I had more to say about that, but, I guess I didn't. That is true, though. Well, yeah, I guess there's certain things that you can tell someone is being spontaneous or improvisational. Because I do hear a lot of people being like people just write jokes. They get jokes from AI or whatever. I wonder what the way is, like, how can you tell? Because there's got to be a way you could tell. Like, what if someone's actually, like, in the moment funny, you know? Probably has to do with timing, maybe. Because at a certain point, it's like other people could write jokes. Actually, people do write jokes, and then they just, like when you do, like, the roasts or award shows or whatever, a lot of people do have a team of writers, or like monologues in like late night shows. But it's sort of the difference between being... Wait, no, that's not fair. I was going to say it's the difference between being a cover band and the actual band. Yeah, that's totally two different genres, I guess. Yeah, writing's weird like that. Because, like, I never knew right away, but, like, eventually early on I learned that, like a group of writers write, like, the late night monologues. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure the exact process, but, like, someone was writing, like, David Letterman's monologue. And maybe just the time that I learned it, I, like, was like, okay. But then there's a line too where it's like, it also discredits some people if they do it. AI is out the window on this conversation. I've been clear about that in the past. I wish it didn't exist or whatever. And I mean, people. Oh, here's a cool thought. Oh, wait a minute. I just thought about something else that's like really cool and smart, dude. Like, I guess the reason people use AI, correct me if I'm wrong or whatever, but like it's like people trying to get a good grade in class, or it's like people trying to make money. Do you think that's the difference? Like people use AI to write books or write articles or write whatever their content. Nobody is using AI like, and then they just like nobody is using AI to write a novel just so that they can have it for themselves. Like they're trying to put it on Amazon so they can fool people into buying it. Ooh, here's the final thought. Am I threatened by AI only because it might take money from me in the future? It might, like all the work I put into whatever I put work into. Am I threatened by AI because then there will be less for me? Or is it that I just think I know better than people and I'm like, the experience is what's important? The journey is what's most important, not the end result. All right, that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later or whatever. Hope you have a good rest of your day and your week and your year. Okay, goodbye.